Good morning, everybody. Good to be with you here on Half and Half this morning. We are thinking we just want to move a little bit. So I have a strap, I have a yoga strap. Maybe you have a kitchen towel, which you can hold by its diagonal ends. I feel like we maybe haven't done strap work in a little while. So if you don't have a yoga strap, grab just like a kitchen towel or a hand towel, and you can use that. Um, and I think we're just gonna move through some exercises and breathe and move our bodies around, which just maybe you'll feel good on a rainy, cold day we have here in Madison. I don't know what the weather's like for you, but I think we need to just open things up here. So let's come up to standing to start. So I'm gonna stand with my feet hip distance apart or right next to each other. You can choose the very classical Ron Fletcher work, your feet were right together underneath you. A lot of people that's uncomfortable, but it's kind of interesting to play with sometimes. And then you're going to hold out. If you have a long strap, you can double it up so it's not hanging so long. Or you can hold on the diagonal corners of your towel if you have that. You're going to hold out a little wider than your shoulders. And just to the point where the strap loses slack. You're not even pulling any tension on it yet. You're just holding it, keeping it from being slack. Knuckles point straight down, elbows point out. And as you do knuckles down, elbows out, if it pulls your shoulders way forward, just feel your shoulder blades glide a little bit towards the back of your body. Not so much that they're squeezing together, just so they're really like on the back of the rib cage there. And then do a little movement in your neck and in your breath. Now I can already feel muscles working. I'm not even pulling yet. I can feel muscles working around the top of my shoulder, the back of my shoulder, my tricep, a little bit my upper abdominal. Just internally look around. We did proprioception last week. We're still doing proprioception. Just internally feel how things are working. And then you're going to get into all those places you want, the tricep, the back of the shoulder, the upper abdominals. Turn them on a little more and just barely pull out a little more on your towel or your strap. And then let it go back to that barely not slack place. And then pull out, see if you can feel triceps, back of the shoulder, ribs, easy neck, easy forearms, and then let it go. Remember when you first learned to write as a child? Maybe you don't, but maybe you do. And you held the pencil so tight and you worked so hard and your whole arm moved. Maybe you've watched little kids do this. And then over time, you just get better at using less effort. And it looks more fluid when you write and you don't really feel any tension. So don't be the little kid holding the big pencil with all their might. Be the nice calligraphy expert that just holds the strap easily, loosely, but clearly. Pulling out and release. And just keep going. Inhale, pulling out and release. So all the work goes in the back of the shoulder, the back of the arm, the belly. It doesn't go into your forearms and your hands. And one more time, pull out with that kind of soft tension and then up, shoulder height and bend. Inhale and exhale and reach and lower. Holding the strap from your upper back and tricep. A little left from your hands and wrists and forearms. One more time. Now just that little bit of backing off and then find it and release it. And find it and release it. Elbows go out and a little up. Don't let them sink down. Shoulder blades can feel really wide on this one. Ribs really drawing together in the front. And two more. And pull out and hold the tension. And up overhead. And bend your knees shoulder height. And inhale up. And exhale, bend. And little pull out the whole time. And lower. Sometimes I think my arm's like a cheese plane, like those cheese slicers, kind of cutting through as I lower, cutting through as I lift. A little bit of tension. And one more time, up. Hold it there. We're going to step your feet open, a little bit pointed out, whatever's comfortable. And then we'll start a little bit of spinal articulation side to side. So we're going to start head and neck and just the upper part of the shoulders, and then stack it back up to center. So I'm maintaining that little bit of light expert tension on the strap, and then articulating through the very upper vertebra, reaching over and up. A little bit of patience, not going right into that side waist feeling. Just trying to organize the upper vertebra. And then a little farther. So I'm going to think head, neck, upper shoulders, and then turning the chest, the rib cage, and then all the way back up. And then head, neck, upper shoulders, turning the rib cage. Maybe you get a little stretch in your waist, but maybe not. Still not quite that far. Maybe you feel it more on the side of the rib cage. All right, and then we add on head, neck, shoulders, rib cage. Lower belly turns on a little more as you reach farther. Okay, there's a little bit of side bend waist there, but it's not collapsed. It's really supported. Head, neck, shoulders, ribs. My waist starts to go, but I keep lifting in the lower abdominals as I do it. So it's a reach more than a hang. And I keep that expert tension on my strap. One more each side. Can feel all the way my feet grounding. And then step your feet back together. Take your arms down. Relax everything here. Hopefully you feel some fatigue in these muscles, like kind of a lot of fatigue in these muscles. This is what we really want. And those muscles really deep, maybe a little more about stability. They can fatigue without very much weight. So hopefully we got to that point where you could really feel all that warm. And yeah, working. So we're going to take the strap behind you. Again, your feet can be hip distance or right together. And then holding shoulder distance now, not quite so far. Same idea. If I start from my upper back, my shoulder blades wide, a little bit of feeling the elbows. They're not turned way out to the side, but just a little more to the side. Thinking of the triceps coming on, the shoulder blades. Not pulling the shoulders forward. There's a little bit of feeling the shoulder blades back without pinching them together. And then that's what gives you some pull on the straps and tension without tightening in the hands and the wrists too much. And you go straight back behind you. And then back in. We'll bend the knees again. Inhale. Reaching back behind you. And lowering back down. And reaching back. And back down. The knuckles start your reach. What if you started your reach from your knuckle, your base knuckle? Trying to reach that back behind you. One more time. And down and release. All right. So we got all this warm. Let's come down to the mat. So any old way you like, coming down to sitting. And then let's go all the way down onto your back. Knees bent, feet flat. And after I do all that strap work, I kind of like to just like let my arms open up, however feels comfortable, and feel how my breath is moving. So all that area is kind of warm, maybe a little tired. And hopefully, doing all that strap work, we made a little more room in your rib cage to have easy, full breath. So take a moment and feel how your breath moves through your ribs, through your side ribs, your back ribs, your chest, armpits, underneath your shoulder blades. Maybe there's a few more spaces to move, a little more awareness of those spaces. Now, let's reach your arms out and up to the ceiling and flip your hands so your palms could slap your thighs, facing out towards your feet. And then a little like that feeling of the strap, how you got the upper back to activate, the triceps to activate, the ribs to connect without tightening your hands and forearms. And then we'll exhale into your 100 position, head, upper back, ribs, hands float forward down by your hips, like you're really supporting the arms from those strap muscles. And then roll back down. Now, if that's too much on your head and neck, you can do this regular mini crunch with your hands behind your head or even with one hand behind your head. And that's fine. If you want to support your neck, do it that way. This is a little different way to do it. So exhaling, find your connection, floating up towards that 100 position. Pelvis is heavy on the mat. Upper back is open and strong. Exhale, feel the low ribs sink way down as your upper back comes off the mat. And then, your neck can work some, but it's not a death grip. Then rolling back down. And we're going to take that 2 more times. Take an inhale. Exhale. Relax the chest. Draw the ribs in. Float your head, neck up. Take another breath. Exhale, low ribs sink a little more. Pelvis sinks a little more. Upper back opens up. And last time, inhale. And exhale. Almost like you were going to pull on the strap again. Find your upper back support. Chest drops, ribs drop, pelvis drop. Lowering back down. And then open your arms again down to the mat. Just take a couple breaths here. All right, and then let's stretch your left leg out on the floor. Bend your right knee into your chest and take hold of the back of your leg. So we're not going to right away go into the 100. We'll get to it in a minute, but we're going to do some other things. So holding the back of the leg, very similarly, elbows wide, upper back support. Relax your chest, find your ribs. Now press your leg into your hands as your head comes up. So a little bit of hamstring pushing into your hands. Keep sinking your low ribs down. As you press your foot towards the floor, you roll up to sitting. And then coming back down. Now we're going to go down all the way down and up. But if you want to just go halfway down and up, if that works better for you, don't create a bunch of neck tension. Find your support like you had in the strap. So here we go, down and up, however far works for you. Rolling back. And inhale to start your movement up. Exhale, find your support. Whole body, lots of things working to support you rolling up. And coming back, curl the hips under. Navel draws into your spine. Hamstring keeps pushing forward. upper back muscles. Working to hold the arm. One more. Arms in place. All the way down. We'll switch legs this time. Opposite leg in. Find your support on the opposite leg. Take a moment. Drop the pelvis. Find your elbows. Now, are your wrists and your hands like really working, or your forearms really working? So one of the reasons I focus on that so much in the strap work is it matters here. So finding the palm of your hand really open, not grippy too much with your fingers, elbows wide, upper back support. So you really feel the hamstring push into your hand. Your hand doesn't fight it, it like really receives it instead of getting tight. Coming up and then coming back down. Inhale to start. Exhaling down. Inhale. Sink the ribs, sink the belly. Exhale. And open the back with your breath. And last one. And then both knees come into your chest. Press your feet forward to come up to sitting. And sorry, I got confused. Will you point again? All right. Scott was trying to show me which camera to talk to, and I was getting confused. So let's set ourselves up now, kind of like you were doing, rolling like a ball. So knees bent and a little open, and feet together. I like to do my heels together and my feet a little separated, kind of in that V shape, but however works for you. And then have your hands on your knees, round your spine, open your back, find the support in your upper back. Draw your ribs in, draw your chest in. And then you're just going to barely float your heels off the floor, like half an inch off, and then lower your heels back down. And then you're going to think right into your lower belly as your heels float off. It's not like a tightening, it's just like it kind of scooped in. And then next time the heels float off, leave them off, really lifted. Okay. Now I've got that nice lock between my knee kind of pushing forward, my arm supporting my upper body. I'm just gonna almost like pull the knee up with my hand, which pulls the foot off the floor, and then take it back down. Seems simple. And then pull your belly in, pull the other foot just a little bit off, relax your chest, lower your foot down. And hopefully your pelvis isn't moving around as you do it, right? Nothing moves. It's a little hip joint movement. So I pull the knee a little closer, I crease in my hip a little more. Really round spine. And back down. Okay, so if that was like, oh, that's so easy, here comes the harder one. So that one foot comes off, you leave it there. Now without moving your pelvis, you just like pull your belly in to take the second leg off. And then the first leg goes down without moving anything else. And then the second leg goes down. And then the second leg becomes your first leg. So start with the other leg. It comes up. Now, what wants to happen, right? Pelvis wants to kind of do a little tip forward to do it. Pull your belly in, pull your ribs in, all that stuff. Float just the knee up. Lower the first leg down. Lower the second leg down. Let's try it a couple times. So first leg up, support all the way through the upper back, through the belly. Navel goes way, way in for the second leg to come up. First leg down, second leg down, last one. Great, now let's keep both feet up this time. Let's take a little rocking chair, using all that kind of feeling in your lower belly. Tip a little back. All that feeling in your belly, tip forward. Not too far. You don't want to roll way up on your sits bones. You want to stay super round, like cat position the whole time by using your belly, using your ribs. Two more. And then resting all that. All right. So let's take some of that feeling into the 100. So we're going to come back from here to find our 100. Arms are reaching forward, upper back support. You can use your hands on your legs too. Sometimes that's kind of nice to really find that nice 100 curl here. And then arms reaching forward. Now take that heels together, kind of rolling like a ball position. Use your belly like you did in rolling like a ball. Really pulling in to hold the legs. And then if it's comfortable, you could reach the legs a little away from you, really supported from your lower abdominals. And then pumping. Inhale 5 and exhale. So if you feel that upper back support you had in the strap work, you have nice powerful pumps, right? Not floppy sort of hand wrist pumps. And if it's better for you, you can put one hand behind your head and just pump one arm at a time. 3 more. Bring everything in, rest your head, rest your feet on the floor. Open your arms, open your chest, and just take a couple breaths. All right, so let's take your right leg out if you're mirroring me. Your left leg in, holding the back of your thigh. Nice, long, straight right leg, centered under your hip, right on the floor, foot flexed. And then inhale, reach your left leg up. Now feel your upper body support here as you hold it, right? Nice, connected. Exhale back down. Inhale. And exhale. Heavy head, relax your neck. And then flex and point your foot with your leg extended a couple times. Leave your toe pointed. Take your arms up like you had the strap again. Find your upper back, upper body support as you press your hands down into the floor. And then start your leg circles. Inhale across, exhale, round it up. Inhale, reach, exhale, circle. Inhaling, exhale, and reach. Exhale. Once more. Into reverse. Inhale, open a little bit. Exhale, across the other leg, back to center. A little bit of that strap feeling as you push your hands into the floor, connecting your ribs at the same time. Once more. Bend your knee. Take your leg down. Legs are together. Take the opposite leg in. If you're mirroring me, the right leg's coming in. Left leg is reaching out. And we go up and down first. Inhale up, exhale, bend. And leave your leg up, flex and point your foot. And then leaving it pointed, find your support through your upper body. Press your hands into the mat, whole abdominal wall working as you reach over, across, around, and up on your exhale. Inhale, reach, exhale, circle. And inhale, around and up. Two more. And reverse it. Open, exhale across and up. Two more. And bend your knee. And roll up to sitting. All right. So let's take spine stretch. Taking your legs out in front of you, feet just about the width of your mat, maybe a little wider than your mat. See if you can find a pretty upright position on your sits bones. Maybe your knees are bent, maybe sit up on a cushion. And then lengthening a little taller. Again, that sense of the strap feeling. And then rolling forward one vertebra at a time, just like we did in the side bend. We started head, neck, chest, ribs, low ribs, waist. Emptying all your air and then rolling up, pelvis, waist, ribs, upper back, neck, head. Lined up through your spine here. And exhaling. Inhaling as you roll back up. And reaching forward. The whole time I'm keeping that expert arm support. My upper back, my triceps working a little bit. My hands are soft as they reach. My wrists are long. See if you could relax your quads, the tops of your thighs as you get a little lower. And then try to keep them relaxed as you come back up. One more time. And relaxing all that. Well, all right, that is my time. So I'm going to pass it off to Scott, who was not expecting me to transition that quickly. We have a joke about how quickly I transition.
All right, everybody. So let's continue in that thread. And as I often say in mindful cardio, let's get moving. So start with your feet comfortably hip width apart. With your feet comfortably hip width apart. Big deep inhale, fill your back ribs. And use the exhale to help connect your lower ribs. Knit your ribs. Keep that knit. Inhale, open your back ribs. Then use the exhale to help connect. A few more breaths like that. And just by itself, this breathing right here is really good to help release tension between the shoulder blades. Now let's continue that work and loosening up, freeing up, extending to shoulders and neck. Exhale as your ribs go down, lift your arms up. Inhale, arms down. Exhale up. Inhale down. One more. Now adding a layer to that. Exhale up. And inhale, roll your spine down, chin to chest, neck flexes, upper back flexes, lower back flexes. And fingertips may or may not touch the floor. We'll take a few breaths here, whether it's hands on the floor or hands on the shins. And now the reverse. So pelvis tilts backwards, mobilizing lower back, upper back, neck, arms up, arms down. Building upon what we did before solely with the arm. Exhale, arms up. A little bit faster this time. Inhale, rolling forward. Whether hands on shins or floor. Couple breaths here. Now the nice thing about this position is upper back is already open. Inhale into that space. And exhale, roll your spine up. Lower back, upper back, neck. Inhale, arms down. Now one more like that, this time on your own. Exhale, roll up. Inhale, arms down. Now add a layer to that. Exhale, arms up. Inhale, folding. Here's the additional layer. Exhale, reach the crown of your head forward. Inhale, fold. Exhale, roll up. Inhale, arms down. Exhale up. So every movement with the breath. Inhale, fold. Exhale, gorilla. Inhale, fold. Exhale up. Inhale down. Last one together, quietly. All right, so that's been some spine mobility, using the breathing to help open the space between the shoulder blades. But primarily what we've been doing is in the sagittal plane. So now let's work in the frontal plane. Step your feet wide apart. Turn your left foot in, then your right foot out. And then with the exhale, take that right knee straight to the side. Inhale, straighten it. Exhale, knee to the side, straight out toward the side. 2 more. The next time your knee in the bent position, let's pause there for a spell and breathe. So remember how we use the breath to create more freedom, more space between the shoulder blades. It starts with the out breath. Use the exhale. Actually push the air a little bit out to connect to your ribs. Keep that connection to divert the inhale into your upper back. Having your fingertips on your lower ribs is optional. I find it sometimes helpful as a reminder to keep that dynamic connection. Now with the next inhale, come on up and turn back toward the front. Second side, turn your right foot in, left foot out. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Now, quite often because of tightness in the hips, this knee doesn't always track straight out toward the side. Primary emphasis on moving this knee and the leg in the coronal or the frontal plane. All that to say your hips don't have to be square. And next time your knee is bent, let's pause there. Exhale, connect. Maintain that connection. Breathe. See, the breathing often goes to the places of least resistance, which for most people are going to be the lower ribs, front ribs. And the upper back ribs get really stuck. So what we're doing is harnessing the power of your mind to head them off at the pass. And get the beneficial respiratory movement in the upper back. Then come on up, turn back to the front, and then step your feet together. So let's continue with this work in the frontal of the coronal plane. Big, deep inhale right between your shoulder blades. Then knit your ribs as you exhale, sweep your arms up. Breathe into your upper back, inhale. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale up. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale up. Once more each side. And arms down. Continuing the thread, step your feet wide apart. Left foot in, right foot out. Right knee, thigh, exhale, coronal plane. Pause here for the in-breath. Exhale, tip, move your spine into the diagonal. And bring your left arm forward and through. And take a little peek up at your ceiling. And ride the inhale up and back to the front. Second side, turn your right foot in, left foot out. Exhale, bend. Pause here for the in-breath. Exhale, tip your hips from the vertical to the diagonal. Now bring your right arm forward, sweep it through, and take a peek at your ceiling. And inhale up, back to the front, and step your feet together. So now let's move back to a little bit more in that sagittal plane. As we did before, begin with the in-breath. And counterbalance arms up with ribs down with this out-breath. Arms can either go to the side or forward, your choice. Inhale. Gorilla exhale. And then step back. Back to yoga pose, head down dog. Let's take a few breaths here. And then with the next out breath, step your feet back to gorilla. With the in-breath, fold. Out-breath, roll up. Inhale, arms down. All right. Variation on the theme, sagittal plane. Bring your hands to your hips. Take your left foot back. Those of you who cross-country ski in a tracked trail, place your feet like you are on your skis on that tracked trail. That with the inhale, lift your left heel to come a little bit forward. Exhale, descend that heel to draw a bit back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. So in the psoas walk, this is the walk portion of psoas walk. Then next time that back heel is lifted, let's pause there. Draw your lower belly up toward the ceiling. Let that lift that originates from your lower belly, hold your head up high. And then to help create space or length in the front of your left hip, take that left heel back and down until your heel touches. So this is the psoas part of psoas walk. Bring both arms forward. Feel all the space between your shoulder blades. Inhale into that space. Exhale, float your arms up, let your gaze track your hands. In breathe. And then back to standing. Two sides of your body feel the same right now? If they feel different, how would you describe that difference? That was a mindfulness practice right there. To be aware of present moment as it is. Let's continue psoas walk. Bring your hands to your hips. And now take that right foot and step it back. Now because of hip tightness, Often when people step the back foot back, it turns out. They don't even know what happened. So once you can feel and see that both feet indeed point straight ahead, straight forward, inhale, lift your right heel. Exhale, descend your right heel, forward and back. Next time that back heel is up in the air, let's pause there. Now, this is not about abs of steel. This is more like an intention to take your lower abdominals and gently lift them up toward the ceiling and let that support hold your head up high. Then keeping that very regal, elegant posture to release now your right iliopsoas. Slowly take your right heel back and down. I don't know about you, but I can start to feel a little bit of a tug in the front of that hip. Once that heel settles into the floor, bring both arms forward. Let your chest relax. There's oftentimes a lot of tension pushing chest forward. Relax that tension. You feel more space across your upper back. Inhale into that space. Fill that space. And exhale, float up. And breathe. And back to standing. I think I'm taller than 6'6" now. Whatever height you are, occupy your full height. Put your feet down. Fully hold your head high. Let your throat relax. Quite often there's throat tension that pulls head and shoulders forward. And then shoulders. A little bit up toward the ceiling. A little bit back. And just the tiniest bit down. This is something I try to practice every day. Being a really tall person in a kind of a normal-sized world, it's really easy to kind of fall into being small. So fully occupy your size, whatever that size may be. Let's check back in with the breath. Use the exhale to knit, to connect. Keep that connection as you inhale. Let the inhale naturally expand your ribs, especially your back ribs. All right, adding movement in. Exhale, arms up. Inhale forward. There's a shoulder contribution. There's a spine mobilization. Exhale, gorilla. Inhale, stepping back. Now let's take a few breaths here. Yoga pose, head down dog. And then come on down to your knees, all the way down to sitting. And in sitting, knees bent, feet flat upon the floor. continuing the element of breath. And bring your left foot forward. The right foot can stay on this side. That's what I recommend for most people. If you can bring the foot over and it doesn't create a pinch in your groin, feel free to do so. But if that creates a pinching feeling in your groin, that's a warning sign. And definitely, you don't want to go into that feeling. Now, whether foot is same side or opposite side, bring your left arm across, bring your right hand behind, same breathing. And then back in toward the middle, back to the reset position. And then the second side, right foot forward. Two hips are often dissimilar. So even if you brought the foot across on the other side and it was copacetic, if you feel a pinching on this side, steer clear of that pinching feeling. Then right arm comes across, left hand behind, and breathe. And back in toward the middle. Then both feet out in front of you. Can you see the soles of my feet? Of course, I can't see you, but if I could, show me the soles of your feet. Which is your toes pulling back a little bit, isn't it? Yeah, fully show me the soles of your feet, the bottoms of your toes. And with the exhale, arms up. And then with the inhale, reach forward. Maybe some of you, your hands actually reach your toes. Let your arms land where they land. Here's the really important part. I'm looking forward right now. I won't get the best benefit if I continue doing that. So reach the back of your head forward so you look down between your legs. And this is for your superficial back fascia line. If I could see you, I'm just joking when I say that I can, show me the soles of your feet. Then reach the back of your head toward your toes. And breathe. And then roll back up to sitting. All right. Where'd the time go? So before we close for the day, any comments? Any questions? All right. So thank you all so much, and happy Cruelest Month conclusion. Wasn't it T.S. Eliot that said April is the cruelest month? And may this lead us to a May that's full of flowers and sunshine and warm temperatures. Bye-bye, everybody.